Tonight on CTV News, we bring you more on the upcoming midterm elections.
Then we look at a virtual reality event coming to campus.
And we explore CSU professors' groundbreaking research. All this and more on CTV News starting now.
Good evening, Rams. I'm Lauren Wilson.
And I'm Edgar Cedilo. Here's what's happening in the news near you. With Election Day fast approaching, the two major party candidates for Colorado Governor, Jared Polis and Walker Stapleton, are coming to campus for a debate. The debate is tomorrow night in the Laurie Student Center Theater from 7 to 8:30 in the evening, and doors open at 6. The university's clear bag policy will be in effect for those attending. Journalists from 9 News in Denver will moderate the debate. It is focused on many topics, including funding for higher education. So I'll be back in the studio on Thursday to recap the event.
Are you interested in emerging technology? The 2018 HP Virtual and Augmented Reality Symposium will be held Friday, October 19th from 1 to 4:30 in the afternoon in the Laurie Student Center. The symposium will include virtual reality perspectives from trainers, designers, creators, and psychologists to discuss trends in and the potential of mixed reality technology.
There's something that we can learn about the future of digital media by thinking about virtual reality, and then on the augmented side, we're already using it. It's a technology we're already deeply using, and there's just so many chances to understand the world in different ways through this technology. I think we should all be interested in what our future looks like.
The Virtual and Augmented Reality Symposium is free and open to the public. The event also kicks off the 3rd annual RAM Reality Create-a-thon, taking place October 19th through the 21st.
CSU's First Amendment Conversation Series resumed yesterday with conversations on what staff and faculty need to know about First Amendment issues on campus. The series launched in December of 2017 to help CSU employees understand the restrictions and the rights of free speech on campus. The series will continue throughout the afternoon on November 26th in the LSC Grand Ballroom.
CSU professor Melissa Reynolds and a team of scientists have been working tirelessly for nearly a decade to significantly improve the lives of patients living with acute respiratory distress syndrome.
Dr. Melissa Reynolds and a team at CSU have been making leaps and bounds to improve extracorporeal life support systems that are vital to those suffering from acute respiratory distress syndrome. Acute respiratory distress syndrome occurs when fluid builds in a patient's lungs, preventing oxygen from being properly distributed to the rest of the body.
So my students and other members of my group work really diligently to develop different types of polymers and polymer formulations that are used in medical device technologies in order to improve interactions between biology and medical devices. So in combination with engineers, we create and compound our metal organic frameworks or our additives for the polymers into these pellets, and then the pellets can be used in a range of different device applications. For example, in extracorporeal circuits, where in this case we use the pellets to form coatings on the inside of circuits that blood ends up flowing through. Really looking at being able to improve oxygen transport in patients that either return from some of our conflicts overseas or in helping patients within the United States in their breathing applications.
Dr. Reynolds and her team have been working on this project since 2010 and since then have partnered with physicians, engineers, and a group from the Institute for Surgical Research in San Antonio, Texas.
The most challenging is the polymer adhesion, so we don't want our coating surface to peel off for the lamination from the real medical devices.
We've also dealt with some challenges associated with the stability of the materials, and we've taken appropriate measures to kind of get past some of those challenges as well.
Current life support systems put patients at a risk for blood clotting, and one of the few ways to prevent this is by giving systemic anticoagulants or drugs that could potentially affect patients negatively.
So the overall goal with the project in general is to improve patient outcomes by being able to deliver less systemic drugs and have a more localized effect on the surface of the devices. So the next device that might go into you or someone you love, they would be able to use the device without having these negative side effects that occur now.
This research will make a difference in the lives of millions of people today and an impact on the world as we know it as well.
Dr. Reynolds and her team are working toward improving the quality of life for those suffering from this disease.
Winter is quickly approaching, and while the university rarely cancels classes, That is an option university officials can make in the interest of student safety. The public safety team makes the decision to cancel classes based on road and sidewalk conditions, local school district status, and city emergency management recommendations. CSU administration aims to make the decision by 5:30 in the morning, and students and faculty are notified by email and text alerts.
October is National Disability Employment Awareness Month, which serves to raise public recognition of employees living with a disability. This month, CSU is hosting a series of events to educate people about disability employment and to celebrate the many and varied contributions of America's workers with disabilities. Marla Roll, Director of Assistive Technology Resource Center, tells CTV, "Many don't know that assistive technology exists or what it can do. On the employment side, it allows people to do their job in a more effective way. The public may think that disability is a black and white issue, but it occurs on a continuum. We will most likely all have one at some point, especially with age, so we should think of disability as part of the human condition. Disability is something that we can all relate to at some point in our lives." CSU events for National Disability Employment Awareness Month will commence on October 23rd and run through the 30th. Events include a hands-on assistive technology exhibit and group discussion on the discourse surrounding disability.
The College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences sponsored an event called Zubiquity Colorado, which showcased the future of regenerative medicine. The industry researchers, professionals, and veterinarians came together to discuss how stem cells can be used both in veterinary and human medicine. Although stem cells are not widely used in human medicine, panelists discussed their potential in helping fight bone infections in humans and animals moving forward.
The new teaching brewery in the Ramskeller served up their inaugural beer just in time for homecoming weekend. The teaching program at the Skeller has been open since April and gives students pursuing fermentation science the unique opportunity to train on the high-end brewing equipment that is used by breweries across the nation. The beer, called A Alumni Golden Ale, has undertones of pear and tropical fruits. The ale will be available in the Ramskeller as long as supplies last.
Colorado voters started receiving their mail-in ballots in the mail starting yesterday for the upcoming elections. Voters will have until November 6th to return their ballot in order for their vote to count in this year's election. CSU students spoke about the candidates running for office in Colorado and what they expect. Students want candidates that represent Colorado values without giving into partisan politics.
They're respectful and level-headed, and that they listen to others and listen to their opponents, even if they do not agree with them, and kind of just keep them in mind and not just...
For state, not as many radicals. Okay. I'm hoping for more middle ground people. That's definitely what I'll be looking for.
If you would like more information regarding your ballot, you can visit votelarimer.org. Well, with ballots coming out, have you received yours?
In the mail? No, I have not yet, but I updated my address, so it should be coming soon. What about you?
I have yet to check my mail, so hopefully it's in there by the time I get home. Well, that's all we have for news.
Stay tuned for weather, sports, and entertainment, all coming up right here on CTV.